Welcome, dear viewers. Today we dive into the dark and twisted world of Hellraiser. And for this review, I'm honored to welcome the infamous Pinhead.
Glad to be here, among fine tortured souls once again. It's the perfect place to speak of chains, of flesh, and of unbreakable deals.
One view that's already a step. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, even beings from beyond can do it. In 1987, while horror was stuck recycling slashers, Hellraiser emerged as an anomaly. No masked killer, but Cenobites, demons straight from hell. Clive Barker disturbs, reinvents, and imposes a hellish aesthetic with radical mythology. His novel The Hellbound Heart had already laid the groundwork. Pleasure, transgression, obsession. And he directs the film himself. His first work, stylized, visceral, never gratuitous. Shot in England on a modest budget, Hellraiser thrives on clever production. Bob Keane sculpts the demons. Christopher Young delivers a sinister, Baroque score, and the theater-trained cast brings raw intensity. With a $1 million budget, the film grossed over $20 million worldwide. In France, 310,000 viewers, a quiet yet pivotal success. Tapes, video stores, late-night reruns. Hellraiser etched itself into memory. It became cult, a gateway to cinema of excess and forbidden deals. Nominated at the Saturn Awards, awarded at Avoriaz and Fantasporto, Hellraiser didn't sweep, but it stood out. A work that disturbs, divides, and ultimately leaves its mark. An independent horror film blending raw gore, body horror, and supernatural tension. Behind the chains lies a tale of a father, a brother, an affair, and a resurrection. The cube, the lament configuration, acts as an occult trigger. The house becomes a space haunted by desire, deals, and shifting flesh. Dear Pinhead, could you explain, in simple terms, what exactly is a Cenobite?
Originally, a Cenobite was a monk withdrawn from the world, dwelling in shadow. But some crossed the line. I am a Cenobite, just not on the same floor. They prayed in the dim light. We operate in the abyss. Then, the cube must be opened, not merely touched, but solved, invoked. Only then does the threshold begin to open.
Tell me, how does this cube work, and what is its purpose?
The cube is not an object. It's a door, a summons, a pact. It activates when desire outweighs caution, when suffering becomes an offering. Its purpose is to cross over, to uncover what you were never meant to seek.
The cube is open, the myth is set. Now, enough with the preliminaries, let's dive into the critique. Hellraiser, directed by Clive Barker, is an iconic horror film that left a lasting impression upon its release in 1987. It begins in classic fashion, with an adventurer seeking a mysterious cube at the edge of the world. Within seconds, the intense atmosphere of the cube's ritual and its aesthetic feel perfectly crafted. Then comes a radical shift, plunging us into carnage, surrounded by creatures with no explanation, no dialogue. The arrival of a couple, Larry and Julia, introduces unbearable tension and layered characters. Julia maintains a secret affair with Frank, Larry's brother, and flashbacks reveal the disturbing details of their relationship, adding a deeply unsettling psychological depth to the story. The story unfolds through serious dialogue and a dark atmosphere. Larry injures his hand, and his blood partially regenerates Frank, who manipulates Julia to bring him fresh blood and regain his human form. Tension rises as Julia confronts the Revenant, and the plot disorients with its realism and disturbing tone. Violent scenes and abrupt transitions keep the viewer on edge. Kirsty, Larry's daughter, finds herself entangled in the strange. As the violence escalates and the body count grows, amplifying the horror and intensity. Themes of temptation, desire, and punishment are explored through the characters' choices and their consequences, plunging viewers into a reflection on the limits of human experience. The ending descends into unimaginable chaos, with extreme intensity driving a long, violent finale, closing the film like an infernal loop. It grabs attention through bold artistic direction and its ability to immerse viewers in a uniquely nightmarish world. The wild, relentless atmosphere and the arrival of new creatures with striking dialogue make this an unforgettable cinematic experience. Hellraiser remains a cult classic for horror fans, thanks to its rich and terrifying universe, blending eroticism and terror with masterful precision. The film explores the theme of adultery, blurring its boundaries and offering a singular vision of the genre. And for my verdict, I'm giving it an excellent score of 15 out of 20, and I'll admit it's a real personal favorite. That's it, the critique is complete. If you've stayed with us this far, it means you've crossed the threshold. So don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel, more revelations await. Thank you and see you very soon.